It is.
What?
It is 7 a.m. Monday of spring break, and Hugo woke me up so that we could do what?
Sleep.
You didn't wake me up so we could sleep. We're reading The Alien Next Door.
No, reading The Alien Next Door. The Alien Next Door to the North.
The reading day begins. Good morning. Welcome to spring break. My little reader over here showed up this morning at 7 a.m.
Why did you say shut up?
No, showed up
Oh.
this morning to read. We are reading. What are we reading? We're in a series right now called The Alien Next Door.
Hey, stop it.
Hey, stop it.
No, The Alien Next Door.
And we are trying to get some minutes on Hugo's reading log this week because it's spring break and he is in a readathon. So we're going to see what kind of damage we can do between the two of us this spring break. And then we're going to rip my daughter in too, even though she doesn't have to do it for school. We're going to do it because we love to read. So reading vlog day feels like what today should be. So today I'm doing a little bit of vlogging. It is a rainy day, so I think we should do a reading update, some like reading vlogs. Hugo and I have already been reading this morning. It is technically the kids' spring break. I still have to work, but they're gonna go to grandma's house for a little bit, and I'm off to a doctor's appointment, and then I'm gonna read for that little bit of extra time that I have. So why don't you come with me on my day, which is mostly reading. I've arrived at my first appointment for the day. I have been listening this morning. I've probably got a good solid hour in. I'm listening to The Waters by Bonnie Jo Campbell. It was a National Book Award, I think, nominee. I don't think it won, but it's really good so far. And that has made up like the solid first hour of my rainy reading day. So The Waters has been mwah, chef's kiss, lots of audio time. This appointment was kind of far away, so I loved getting that in, and that, of course, while I was getting ready. So reading is going well so far. Now I'm off to my appointment, and then we're gonna do some more reading and more book talking. So there we go. Well, I am officially exhausted from that appointment. Wow. Hey, what's going on here? My hair. That was my first round of ADHD testing, and my brain's not braining anymore. So my plan right now is to continue this. The goal of today was to relax because I knew that appointment was going to take a lot out of me. It did. So I am at this adorable little coffee shop cafe, not too far from my house, and I am going to order lunch. I'm going to sit at a table and I'm going to read. And that is the plan for a little while. I then have one more adult obligation, which is actually going to be fun. It's an interview I'm doing for the Brave New Teaching podcast. I am interviewing this awesome friend of mine who is like a rock star teacher. And I can't wait to talk to her all about what she's been doing in her classroom this year. It's going to be wonderful. But right now is my time to sneak in my reading. It's still rainy and kind of gray out. So mood is right. Lunch is going to be good. Come on in. Let's go take a look at this adorable little cafe. Well, it has been a long day and I am just finally kind of winding down. The kids are back home and getting in the bath. My husband's in charge and I have got like a 30-minute little snuggle time. So I am in my covers. I got my pillows all nested. And first thing we need to do is open up a little bit of book mail.
Candy in the bath, right? Eat it in the bath.
You want to have your candy in the bath? Go for it. Okay, let's open up book mail. And then I want to show you the stack of books that I am kind of right now deciding what order I'm going to work through them in. And then I'm going to actually try to get some like a good 15 minutes in to read. Okay, book mail, book mail. So excited. Okay, so I forgot that I ordered these. I ordered a new pair of sunglasses, which is not book mail, but a very exciting purchase indeed. And this is it. All Our Yesterdays, a novel of Lady Macbeth. I saw this at the library yesterday, and as a general rule, I don't really check out a lot of books from the library because I just take forever to read them because I read them in pieces and I kind of switch around back and forth. So I'm really excited about this one. Okay, I had to check that box. I'm really excited about this one. So Joel H. Morris is a middle school teacher, and one of my followers on Instagram actually works with him. And so I was so excited to hear that because obviously I love teachers. Obviously this is coming from someone who is a kindred spirit in a lot of ways. So I am really excited because I also just love retellings or origin stories of characters we already know and love. And this I read yesterday at the library. So a propulsive and piercing story about the ambition, power, and fate that define one of literature's most notorious figures, Lady Macbeth. And I do freaking love her. So I am pumped to take my time devouring this one. Okay, so speaking of retellings, if you have not yet jumped on the Natalie Haynes bandwagon, you're missing out. So Natalie Haynes writes retellings of Greek myths. So even Madeline Miller did a little blurb for her. So similar if you've read Circe or Song of Achilles, this is kind of the same idea. All of Natalie Haynes are very feminist centered. The first one I read, and I don't have it here at the moment, was Stone Blind. It was a retelling of Medusa. This one, I believe, is Penelope's version of the Odyssey. Am I right? Right? Yes, the Trojan Wars, Odysseus, a women's epic, powerfully imbued with new life, 1,000 ships, puts the women, girls, and goddesses at the center of the Western world's greatest tale ever told. So, really excited to knock this one out. Okay, so I've got 2 retellings. Okay, so if you've never heard me talk about books on the Brave New Teaching podcast, I'm just going to get this. I just need a little snuggle. If you've never heard me talk about books before, and this is your first video, listening to the book saga, I am not typically a fantasy reader, not at all. This is 2024 has been a beginning into that world. And one that I've already read in 2024 is this one, What the River Knows, Isabel Ibanez. And I really liked it. I mean, there were definitely a couple of moments that were, I was like, but I really, really did like it. And so I have another one by her, and it's called Woven in Moonlight. Cover gorge. This one was written, oh my gosh, this one was written first by far and away. This is an earlier work, but I really want to get into this one too. So this is on my TBR. I just don't know where on my TBR. That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Okay, speaking of other books by similar authors, this is another goal I have of 2024. I want to keep reading books from authors that I love rather than jumping around as much as I normally do. And so I read last year, I finally read Beartown by Friedrich Bachmann, and still hands down in my top 5 books I've ever read. Love Beartown till the end of time. So I was waiting for my book club to finally pick up Beartown so that we could talk about it. And they did. So now that we have read it and talked about it, I am ready to move on to the next book in the series. So I am nervous, just like with Woven in Moonlight. I really liked the first one, so I just don't want to be disappointed. Disappointment is a real fear. So we'll see. Does anyone know? I would love to know if you know anything about Us Against You. I mean, it's a chunker, just like Beartown. I need to know what happens. So that's on the list. Okay, this one has been sitting on my shelf for a while, and I haven't gotten a chance to really dig in. But I love everything about the vibe of this book. I just need to I need someone else to talk to me about it to get me hooked. So we've got basically here, with the stroke of a pen, 23-year-old Ivy Radcliffe becomes Lady Hayworth, owner of a sprawling estate on the Yorkshire moors. Ivy has never heard of Blackwood Abbey or of the ancient bloodline from which she is descended. With nothing to keep her in London since losing her brother in the Great War, she warily makes her way to her new home. The Abbey is foreboding, the servants reserved. I've definitely got Jane Eyre vibes here. So again, I feel like I'm in the territory of another retelling. And again, like that could either be great or not. I mean, she's inheriting a library. It's got Beauty and the Beast, right? Totally giving Beauty and the Beast. I don't know. Hester Fox, where do I put you in my lineup, girl? I don't know. Okay, let's recap this this TBR. We've got Woven in Moonlight, All Our Yesterdays, 1,000 Ships, Us Against You, and The Last Heir to Blackwood Library. I need to get going in one. I'm really loving the book that I'm working on right now. That's kind of like my go bag. That's the one, but I need one for my nightstand. Which one is going to end up being my nightstand book? Woo! I'd love to hear in the comments below any of you who have thoughts or feelings about this. Okay, also in case you were wondering, these are the sunglasses, and I don't know how I feel about them, but they're shiny. I'm used to sunglasses that are bigger. Okay, I've made my decision. I'm going for it. We're going to enter the second world of Beartown, people. We're going back to hockey, back to this world. I'm going to take off my sunglasses though, and I'm going to get reading on this. Between the kids taking a bath and my husband cooking dinner, this is how I'm going to spend the next 20 minutes of my life. Okay, so the children are out of the bath and dinner is ready. I must go, but let me leave you with this line because I think you'll appreciate this. This time of year used to be a time of endless adventure for them. They would spend all day out in nature and come home late in the evening with torn clothes and dirty faces, childhood in their eyes. That's all gone. Okay, Friedrich Bachman. Okay. Thank you all for joining me today on this little reading vloggy vlog rainy day. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.